Welcome to No Excuses. My name is Mary Fran, and this is my place to talk about weight loss, life, fitness, making me the best version of me possible. And that includes a 150-pound weight loss. I am only halfway through this journey. There is still a lot of work to do, so stick around. I hope that you would hit the notification bell, comment, and subscribe. It really does help keep me motivated to make me the best version of me possible. Today I'm going to be talking about a book that I read and about a concept that's in the book. And I'm going to actually start back where it started. And that was when we were on the way home from vacation. We were talking about how there's got to be more to life than this. And we were talking about our dreams and our goals for life. And I actually came home and I picked up a book. It was called The Art of Nonconformity. And I started to read it. And the book actually talked a lot about goals and what we want to do with our life. And the book actually is very geared toward, giving up your job, living financially independent so that you can, go around and you're not stuck in a 9-to-5 job, and to travel and to live the life you want. But the concepts are the same and really touched me for my weight loss journey. So there was a chapter in this book, and the author talked about how somebody came up to him after a seminar and was like, man, I want to live this life of freedom. I don't want to be tied down to my job. And this guy was like, I'm going home and I'm selling my car and I'm doing this and I'm quitting my job and I'm do and I am going to go live in the wilds of wherever. And the author talked about it, and he said that a year later he ran into the same guy, and the same guy had done everything he wanted. He wanted to change his life, so he did it. And then the author talked about another guy who he saw after a seminar. And this guy had the same thing. I'm going to do this, I want to do this, and I have all these plans to do this, and I'm going to do it. And the author talked about how he saw this guy a year later and how this guy hadn't changed anything. He was all talk. But when he talked to him then, he was going to do it, and this is the year he was going to change his life. And another year went by, and no changes were made. And another year. And I think the author said he ran into him like 4 or 5 times, and there was never any change, but the guy kept talking about how he wanted to change his life. So it actually really pertains to weight loss also. How often do we sit back and say, I want to lose weight? I really want to lose weight. But then we go to the kitchen and we pick up a Reese's cup or potato chips or whatever, and we don't do it. We don't make the changes. We talk big, but we don't make the changes. And that's what this book is about. So as I was reading, he actually gave a couple little hints, and one of them was to actually write out your bucket list. Now, Jason and I do have a travel bucket list, but this guy was like, put in your goals in that bucket list also. So I sat back and I added items to my bucket list. Lose weight, keep the weight off. I had been trained at one point to run a half marathon, and then I got pneumonia, so I couldn't run it. So that's on my bucket list. I want to run a half marathon. I want to conquer it. So I put a lot of things on, and I'm happy with it because it encompasses every area of my life. But then the author talked about how you need to review these things and you need to be striving. And I started to worry about the fact that I have these items on my bucket list, but how am I going to remember, and what is going to make me do it? So I sat back and I started again to keep a to-do list. Now, years ago, I kept a to-do list, and I kept it just kind of as a long-term thing. Okay, do this, do this, do this. And if I did it that day, it was okay. If not, just move it on. And I kept an ongoing to-do list. But I have started a daily to-do list. And it includes things like today's list, film this video. It includes things like having my devotions, tracking my food, cardio, yoga, because it is Yogovember, can I say? And it's including a lot of these little things that I need to do. And for me, whenever I see that I've done something and I can draw a line, or right now I'm actually highlighting it, I get filled with a sense of pride of my productivity. And so it's working for me. And I will say that yesterday, the day before I'm filming this, I did not want to ride the exercise bike. I did not want to do it. I had done it the day before and the day before, and I was tired. But then I looked at that to-do list and I'm like, if I don't ride today, I can't cross it off. And that, my friends, made me get on the bike. So I have started a to-do list, and I'm not saying that this is the magic plan for you, because a to-do list might not be your magic plan. But mine is really simple, and if you want to see, right here is what I'm doing. So I have decided to continue on and follow what I want to do in life. And one of the things that I'm doing is I'm doing a daily to-do list. And this is actually going to help keep me focused on my weight loss goals, my goals for the future, and everything. And I'm doing it really easy. I'm just putting the date. You can see I have my weight. I have some of my simple things like track my food and different things that I'm doing. And you can see that I am crossing them off when I'm done. And I have the weekly things. And you can see that I am keeping track of what I'm doing. So I have quite a few things on my list today. I do have a couple things that I can cross off. And then on the weekends, anything that we talk about that we say, hey, let's just go ahead and do this. Let's do that this weekend. I'm just putting it on here so we don't forget. And I'm being a lot more generous with myself, but there are a couple things that I have to do. So I put that in here. I am also making sure that I actually have my schedule of when I'm posting things, and I can keep track of where it's at. This is just one more way that I can work to stay on track, because let me tell you, I absolutely loved the fact that I could cross off my cardio and my yoga. I enjoy and get pleasure and take pride in being able to cross off items that I have done. As you can see, it is a really simple list. It's in a notebook. I'm writing my list, and then I'm adding things like my weight and if I'm tracking my food. I also plan on putting a check mark if I drink my water, whatever, because I need to keep track of this. And this is just kind of a place for me to say, okay, I did it. I drank my water, highlight it, I like it. It is a reward for my mind, because that's how my brain works. My brain works that way. So I am doing this. I am so excited because I have been so productive. I have had a week of amazing things happen because I am actually doing what I set out to do. And I'm keeping some of these little things that are on my bucket list. They're on there every day. I have do this because that is going to help me toward one of my goals. You know, if you have goals, you have to work for them. You can't just sit and dream. So what are you doing to work on your goals? What are you doing to make your goals the front of your mind and the focus for you every day? Comment in the description below. I would love to hear. It might be a to-do list. That might not work for you. Doesn't matter. Just get out and do what works for you. So thank you so very much for indulging me today and listening to me talk about this concept of you have to want it. If you don't want it bad enough, you're not going to do it. Make the plans to do it. You have to want this bad. If you just want to dream about it, that's fine. But if you want to succeed, you have to do it. Figure out what you have to do. No excuses.